Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Watkins Glen Diecast haul that I got over the weekend. Yeah, pretty excited for this one actually. It's not as, I wouldn't say it's good or better than last year, but I'd say it's pretty good, at least for this year. So, let's get this started. The earliest I have is 2003. The latest I have is 2018. But at the end, I'm going to stick in a pre-order that I got that came in yesterday as well. So we're going to add that in here in the video as well. So technically, the latest is 2024, but the latest in the haul that I got over the weekend was 2018. Anyway, let's start it off here. We got 10 die casts, 9 from Watkins Glen and the extra pre-order, obviously. But this is the first of the 9 die casts that I got over the weekend. Here is Kevin Harvick's 2003 Good Wrench, the red and gray car. I'm not sure which one they call this, but the Bud Shootout car. Yeah. From 2003. There's 12,000 of these made. At least for this version. There's probably a million other ones out there, because back in the early 2000s, they made a bunch of different things for the same car. It's kind of weird, but I don't know why it's not focusing, but whatever. It's not a big deal. Alright. And then, let's get this out of here. And here it is. Here is the first car of the haul. As you can see, it is a very nice car. It's just like the his black and gray one, but the base is red, which is really cool. I like the red part of it. Needs a little bit more cleaning on this thing before I, eventually put it in the case. But yeah, the windshields and the front and the back windshields need a little bit of cleaning. But other than that, it's pretty nice. The scheme is, I like the scheme. I've been, I wouldn't say I've been looking for this for a while, because I kind of stopped looking. And then, yeah, and then it came back to me. I think what was it, Saturday I got this? So yeah, that's when I picked it up. Anyway, on to the next one. Let's get this back in the box. Diecast number 2 in the haul is another RCR car. This time, it's going to be Robbie Gordon's Singular Wireless 2003, the invert car. So, the invert colors. As you can see, it's called the inverse paint, or reverse paint, whatever. And there was a total of 6,000 of these. I guess over all of them, anyway. Because like I mentioned before, a lot of early 2000s cars had different manufacturers, a lot of diecasts making these kind of things. So yeah, we don't have any of that today. It's just Lionel. So this is the second 2003 car of the haul. I think I have like 1 or 2 more. No, I have 1. And move on to 2004. Alright, let me get that out of here for a second. Yeah, they used to have these little cover things on the cars too. Just for extra layer of protection in the styrofoam that you saw there. Yeah, they packed it pretty nice back then. Anyway, so yeah, this is the inverse colors. Usually his normal car would be the black and the orange in here. I almost got that other car, but I guess I just passed up on it. But yeah, I could have compared that to this one, but honestly, I like this scheme better than the normal paint, because I really like the orange. It was really cool to run this in the, what was it, Thunder 2004 as well. So yeah, that's another reason why I picked it up. And yeah, this is the first Robbie Gordon car I have to my collection. Yeah, I've had really random drivers over the years to my collection. I have Brian Scott. I have Tony Raines. You guys remember that from last year? And I think 2 years ago. I think the 2 years ago was Brian Scott. Anyway, yeah, this car is really nice. It's kind of turning to the left, or the right. Interesting. It's fine. I kind of like it this way anyways. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Okay, I fixed it. It's going to be straight for a while now. maybe not. And, yeah, let's move on to the next diecast that I have from 2003. Oh, and by the way, these early 2000s cars did not have roof flaps working yet. That's another thing I should mention. I think they got that in, like 2007, 8? That's when they started. Which is kind of surprising, actually, because I think the roof flaps on these cars would have been nice. On these, Gen 4 cars. The next and the last 2003 car is a pretty rare one, actually. They had 2 of these, I guess, at some point. I picked this one up, I think, Friday or Thursday? Not exactly sure, but this is the 91 of Casey Atwood. This is another random driver to the collection. The Mountain Dew Live Wire car from Ray Evernham Motorsports. This is a pretty rare car. I just figured that it was there, so I was like, okay, I'll go grab that. It was at, if you guys know, or will really familiar with diecast and stuff, Mead Motorsports, they come to the Glen every year. But this was there for like $50, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go grab that now. So, it was one of the first few days they were open. So, it was definitely a pickup I had to make. Here we go. Yeah, this car is really nice, actually. Yeah, it's got the Mountain Dew orange live wire, obviously. I'm surprised there's no sponsor on the deck lid. It's just that the big old thunder, a lightning thing, I guess. Really nice car here. Obviously a rare one, so kind of had to go grab this. Just another random rare addition to the collection. Another 91 car to the collection, actually. I think it's my 3rd, or the 4th one, actually. Because the two Kimmy cars, and then the Shane Van Gisbergen cars. Well, I think I have one of those, actually. The Chicago win. And speaking of the guy, he just won the race. So, kind of not surprising at all, whatsoever. Anyways, back to the haul. Next one is from 2004, and I don't have a 2005, so this is a truck diecast, actually. It's Matt Crafton's number 6 Kevin Harvick Incorporated truck, good wrench truck. Yeah, I've been looking for this for a while, actually, so I'm very glad I found this. I was hoping that somewhere would have had the Kiss car, or Kiss truck, I should say, but that did not happen, obviously, because that truck is very rare for whatever reason. A total production of 1,572 on this truck. You can see there's a whole bunch of different versions there. So, let's get this out of here, and I believe this is signed too. Here is the truck. Obviously, it's pretty much the exact same as Kevin Harvick's Cup schemes when he, in the early 2000s. I should say like about 2004 or 5, when this scheme was, well, began. You can kind of see it was meant to have the 29, and then they just put the 6 down there with the little thing. You can kind of tell it's basically a copy and paste of the Kevin Harvick cars. But anyway, it does look nice on a truck, though. I don't think Crafton was the only guy to run this. I think, what was it, Hornaday might have run this at some point. I know that he wasn't the only one to run this, though, so. See good wrench engines on the deck lid. Or the truck bed, I should say. Not the deck lid. But yeah, you can see the autograph there. Anyway, we move on to the next diecast from 2006. I believe that's the only one I have from 2006. So, and then we take a jump 2 more years after that. So, yeah, they had a lot of truck diecasts at the Glen this year. It kind of makes sense. Some of them weren't great. There was a Joe Nichols car. I think it was Joe Nemechek that drove it. I don't remember. But I was going to pick that up, but the scheme was just not great. It was like the first time I've seen that scheme. I'm pretty big on country music, so obviously I saw the Bailey Zimmerman car this weekend. And no, unfortunately, I did not run into Bailey Zimmerman this year. Well, probably never again. However, that scheme was very nice, and it's very unfortunate that that won't be a diecast. Because neither was the AJ Allmendinger race win. when he won with Zimmerman on the car as well. Anyway, back on topic here for the Diecast haul. This is from 2006. It is a race win, and it wouldn't be a Diecast haul without a Tony Stewart car. It is Tony Stewart's July 1st, 2006 Daytona race win. And unfortunately, we know he's never won a Daytona 500. So, I think the closest he came, what was it? Was it 2006 or was it 2005 when he wrecked with Kurt Busch? I don't remember. And he also almost won 2008, but we know exactly what happened there. Unfortunately. And this is signed too. Another weird thing about this is like a different version of the Diecast. I didn't mention how many there were, huh? There was only 250 of these made, but this is the RCCA Elite. Well, not the Elite, but edition car. That's what I meant to say, not Elite. But however, I do have an Elite in this haul, so stay tuned. But yeah, this is so the deck lid doesn't open. It doesn't even have the little gaps here like there would be here on the hood. So yeah, the deck lid doesn't open, but however, this car is really nice. It's got dirt and grime up here on the front bumper and stuff, so that's cool. And then there's rubber build up here, which is another really cool thing that is going to be on Shane Van Gisbergen's car from this weekend. And they offered 3 of the race wins. They offered Zilich, they offered Shane, and that Tristan McKee guy in ARCA. So, and I'm not surprised that they're not doing Himes at all, because his stuff never makes it. Anyway, here's more rubber build up here. On the other side, and really race-worn tires. I really like this. They're almost mostly black over here. The rubberings, or the lettering, is all rubbed off and stuff on this side, too. These tires are mad realistic as well. Just really cool. And that's another really cool thing I think they're going to have on Zilich's car, but the tire mold for the Xfinity cars, well, the entire diecast mold for the Xfinity cars themselves just sucks so bad. Unfortunately, every time that they offer an Xfinity win from the Glen, we're going to have to get one of those. So, because I was in victory lane for all that when that happened. So, that did really suck. His car looks really nice. It looks really nice and damaged, too. So, that's going to be really cool. I'm glad they ended up offering that after all that happened. So, and it's another really good thing that he is okay. He just has a broken collarbone, if you guys haven't stayed updated with that. Or not with the NASCAR program. That is one way to celebrate. But this next diecast here is from 2008. It is another RCR car. This is one I've been on keeping my eye on for a while. This is another autographed diecast as well. I've got quite a bit of amount of autographed diecast in this haul, which I noticed. But this is Jeff Burton's 2008 AT&T car. But yeah, I'm very glad I found this at the Glen this year. And yeah, I've been keeping my eye out for this car on eBay and whatever, all that stuff. But I ended up finding it at Watkins Glen, and it was autographed, so. And there was 8,396 of these made. Crazy number. We don't get those numbers nowadays. From Lionel, unfortunately. But that's just the way it is. I forget if this is like a little rain cover or whatever. I don't really ever use these, so anyway. I think it's unscrewed. I don't remember. But yes, it is. Alright. So I think that every car in this haul is unscrewed, so we don't need any of that. Anyway. Yeah, this car is very nice with the very not hard to miss neon. Was it neon orange, basically? It's basically what this is. And it's got the Car Tomorrow wing on it as well. I've always loved the wing diecast. Something about them. I think there's only one time that the wing ever broke. And that was like when I was really young, so not a big deal there. Anyway. Yeah, this scheme is really nice. Like I said, because I really like this scheme, I've been looking for it for a while. So, finally found it at the Glen, and it's autographed. So that's another really cool thing there as well. And I met his buddy, Lay Diffie, this weekend. So that's really cool. really cool. I finally got to meet a play-by-play commentator. So that's a really neat thing. Okay, next one is from 2015. We're jumping a couple years later here, because I really didn't get anything in between 08 and 15. So, let me put this up here. This is, obviously I said from 2015. This is Jamie McMurray's color chrome McDonald's car. I'm pretty sure this was his primary. It's not a special scheme or anything. But yeah, I thought this was really cool with the red on it. Obviously, we're down to the lower numbers at this point. So there was only 48 of these made. There's usually about that same number of color chrome cars every now and then. Unless there's like a really cool color chrome car that people think will look cool. Like I did with Dale Jr.'s, what was it, Liquid Color? Late model? Last year? There was a lot of color chromes, I believe, for that one, so. But yeah. These are now like the weird boxes to open, so let me get this off camera for a second. And by the way, this is another autographed car, so you can add that onto the list. I should have done a little bit more cleaning on this without, wasn't really thinking of cleaning this car. Anyway, yeah, it's a little dusty right now, but we'll take care of that after I'm done with this. Anyway, this car is really nice, actually. With the color chrome as well. That's really neat. I actually forgot how good this scheme looks, not gonna lie. With the weird Chip Ganassi font number 1. That is a little bit interesting. They like changed the font, like, what was it, 2014? I don't know if it was 2014 or 15 when they changed that font from like the completely skewed number 1, which looked pretty cool, in my opinion. To this really straight number 1, which is I think this ran until I guess Chip Ganassi left for Trackhouse. And like I was saying, this McDonald's car is really nice. Speaking of McDonald's, they pulled out of Lionel licensing completely, so that sucks. We're not getting the Bubba Wallace McDonald Land car, which is really nice. That's just a complete shame, because that is terrible timing to pull out of Diecast rights. Anyway. We're not getting another nice McDonald's car again because of that. You see Murray's autograph there as well. And yellow. Which kind of matches the car, which is really cool. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on. This next one is actually probably my favorite one. Well, not even probably. It's not even without a doubt. My favorite ad from the weekend. And it was the most expensive ad, which you could probably imagine once you guys see this car. Obviously, it was one of the rarest cars I got this week. So, very excited for you guys to see this one. It's also from 2015, so really don't need to go into much detail on the year there. There were 1,237 of these cars made. Let me get this up here for you guys here. It is Kevin Harvick's 2015 Budweiser Throwback. Yep, that's right. I found this on Tuesday at the vendors in downtown Watkins, Glen. And this was like an immediate pickup. So this was $125. So this was the most expensive ad of the week. And it was very well worth it. Let me get this out of here now. Because I really honestly wasn't looking for this car because of how rare it is. And how completely inexpensive it is. Just anywhere. Very glad I ended up finding this for a reasonable price. And yeah, here we go. This is my favorite ad and the rarest ad from the week. At least to my knowledge. Because I have a lot of that on these diecasts now, so that's another really cool thing. But yeah, this car is really, really nice, and I'm glad that I picked this up. I don't regret it one bit, because, man, like I said, I wasn't really looking for this car, but when I found it, yeah, I kind of had to get it, because you can't just not pick this up. Unless you're really not a Harvick fan, then I guess, whatever. Very glad it's in the collection. Look at these wheels, they look so cool. I'm surprised they don't do wheels like this anymore. I mean, they do, it's just kind of the crappy ones now. It's just for the new cars and whatever. It's just some lame kind of like white lettering. It's not like this anymore. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah. This car is really nice. Very glad that I have it in the collection now. And we move on to the next diecast, which is also another Kevin Harvick car. And actually, this is the next one. Is the last diecast in the haul. And then, obviously, we get to the pre-order, so stay tuned for that one as well. Yeah, that box has definitely seen better days. Anyways, we move on to 2018. This is a race win, by the way. So, and this is the Elite I was talking about. So, now, this was only $85, which I was very surprised about, because it's an Elite, and it's a, I guess, moderately rare race win. And it's Kevin Harvick. So, this is probably one of my favorite Harvick wins I've watched in his career. On TV, obviously. This is Kevin Harvick's 2018 New Hampshire win in the Busch Beer car. And there were 260 of these made, because this was the Elite, so. So yeah. Very nice pickup. I thought I almost passed up on it. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back and grab it. And these Elite boxes, by the way, for 2018 are pretty weird. I don't know if they were always like this. I don't know if this was like a repatch job or something. But it's whatever. It's going in a case at some point. But look at this car. I obviously did some cleaning on this car. Which I didn't do for the memory car. I should have probably done that before. But here it is. This is the Elite of the New Hampshire race win. I was hoping I would find the 2019 New Hampshire race win as well. But this is pretty cool too. I don't mind this. It's a really nice looking car. Number 54 on this car. Yeah, I remember watching this race on TV, obviously. And he was battling with Kyle Busch for the lead. I think with like 50... Was it 50 to go? I don't know. I know it was the very closing laps of the race when he was battling Kyle Busch for the win. He moved him out of the way in turn 3, took the lead, and took the win. So, yeah, that was one of my favorite races that Harvick won, other than his final career win, obviously. This is a really nice pickup. I'm glad I did it. Look at all the win stickers he had this year, by the way. And, yeah, he still wasn't the champion that year. Joey Logano was. So... yeah, it tells you a lot. It tells you a lot about, that playoff system. Anyway, this was the last in the Watkins Glen haul. However, we have one more to get open, so let's do it now. It is another race win, just so you know. And it's from last year. Okay, so maybe these Elite boxes were kind of weird in 2018. Alright, news to me, I guess, if I ever pick up another 2018 Elite at some point. Anyway, this is from 2024, obviously, like I said, from last year. This is a pre-order that came in over the week, well, yesterday, when I got home, but I never got time to do this video at that point. So, this is Ricky Stenhouse's 2024 Talladega Race Win. I think I mentioned this once or twice before. Might as well throw it in the Watkins Glen haul, because I guess kill two birds with one stone. There was 564 of these made, so basically 60 over the normal number of cars that would be made. So let's get this open. I already unscrewed this, so we don't need to worry about getting it out of here. So, but obviously, as you know, before we take a look at these race wins, which I didn't do for the Harvick one, that's okay. Here's the race win sticker, which I almost ended up getting at Victory Lane from SVG, but there was no sticker on it. It was the little backside of it, and there was no sticker. Anyway, here is the stat card as well. You see Ricky's car doing a burnout over there with the Talladega trophy. I'm surprised he didn't have the little wreath on it. Wreath on him as well. Unless they stopped doing that, I don't know. See the new crappy Talladega logo. God, I hate that logo. Anyway, flip this over on the other side if you want to read that. 6 thousandths of a second that he won. I forgot who was over. Might have been... Who was it? Was it Chase Elliott? I don't know. Anyway. Let me get this out of the base. Look at that. How easy was that? Didn't have to edit out this time. Let's take a look at this thing. You see the big old door thing here. That is from the big one, actually. When it took like about 20 to 30 cars out of the race. That Cindric almost did a blowover. Very lucky that car stayed on the ground, not gonna lie. Because Barry did it like a couple months before that. This right here was... Basically took out almost the whole side of this thing. It was like a big donut, which is... Take that whole part out of the car. And it revealed some of that little styrofoam stuff. So... Very nice. Another nice addition to this car. This is the only way you can get this scheme, by the way. You know, they didn't offer the clean version of the Palmolive car. And there's a bunch of yellow confetti on the back of the car. At first, when they showed the video of Victory Lane, I thought it all missed. I was like, man, that sucks, because I like the yellow color on the car. But it all went on the back of the car. But yeah, this is a really nice race win. I'm pretty sure this might get rare at some point. I mean, not right now, but it'll probably get rare. Let's see what did we have here. Was that 260? I think it's 260. Let me zoom it in there. There you go. Is it gonna get it? Yeah, 260. Anyway, I mean, the scheme could be a lot better, but it is Kroger and JTG. They didn't offer, or they didn't make pretty good cars at this point. I think mid-season this year, is when they started kicking it with RFK, with paint schemes. And obviously gave us that beautiful Cinnamon Toast Crunch car that I think has already made MOQ at this point. So that's very good news. And speaking of RFK, Ryan Preece's 2026 Trimble car is up for pre-order. That's kind of random. But yeah, first 2026 scheme of the year in August. So, but we'll talk about that in a later day. Might end up pre-ordering that as well. Anyway, that's it for the entire haul video, including the 2024 pre-order. If you guys enjoyed this haul, leave a like and smash the subscribe button. And turn on notification bell so you don't miss an upload, especially if you like these diecast hauls and reviews or whatever. I'll probably do another one down the road, especially for next year. Maybe, a very, very, very small maybe, that I might go to Pocono. I don't know. That is a complete maybe. That's a thought I have. Maybe I'll go to Pocono. I don't know. That is just a thought I have. It's not a definite, but it is a thought. So, it might not happen. It might. I don't know. It just needs to fall under the right circumstances. I don't know when it's going to be. Maybe June. Maybe July. Who knows? I don't know if that'll mean I'll do another haul for that. Maybe not. I don't know. It depends on the diecast selection there. But yeah, that's just a thought I have at the moment. Anyways, see you gamers next time, and have a great day, gamers.